How's it, guys? Starting at 4 p.m. as usual. Just give it a minute or two. Some jip this goal. I thought we'd come off by now. Gave me a bit of a scare earlier on, as you can see. That 15 minutes going to hold now. But I say, patience is the name of the game, hey?
Yeah, and it's not always that easy.
Well, it isn't. It's extremely easy if it's one's convenience. But if it's not, it's amazing. I don't care who you are. Patience can take a bit of a strain. Yeah. That's when you have to have a little bit of faith in your own strategy, I think. I think it was fine. I'm not sure who said that. Yeah, that's when you have to have a little bit of faith in your own strategy and say the ups and downs is part of it. But still, yeah.
No, I agree. I got faith in my strategy, but not in the market as such. This global oaks, that's why it seems quite quiet today without the American market open.
That's for sure. Yeah, well, look at the NASDAQ. It hardly moved. It's so used to it jumping all over the place at R3. It's getting used to it. I'm watching shares not move at all. So, yeah, it is. I mean, there's such enormous players that it makes a hell of a difference to have a holiday. I don't like it, actually. I know it's going to have a holiday, obviously, but I don't like it because I like a bit of movement. I like some action, especially if it goes my way, rather surprisingly.
No, you're absolutely right, Roger. You're absolutely right. What do you say about the lady that are now the new Prime Minister of Britain?
God, I missed that. I'm so busy looking at everything else. I forget, of course, what's happening over there. So it's now official. So she's there. I missed that on the news. I was looking at something else. Potential trades and worrying a little about this bloody gold thing. So Liz Truss is there. That's 100% confirmed now, is it?
Yes, absolutely. So is she the economical wizard or is it the other opponent?
Yeah, the guy. Richie Sunak's the economical wizard. He's the guy. Amazing. Everyone wants to make money. When somebody does, they get a hell of a resentful. I don't know about over here, but certainly in the UK, they get all resentful. Now, the thing is, he's made his own money. He's an investment banker. He also married the daughter of I'm not sure what business in, anyway, some sort of business magnate. And she's sort of horrendously wealthy. I think billionaire might be pushing it, but not far off it. But he's certainly wealthy in his own right. And let's be honest, Farney, when you got $100 million or upwards, it doesn't matter if you got 500, a billion, or 3 or 4 billion. It's irrelevant anyway at that level. I mean, you got more money you can ever spend anyway. So, yeah, but he got a bit resentful. But I personally would have voted for him, not for any other reason that a guy who understands the economy. Everyone seems to want money, whether you're a socialist, communist, capitalist, or whatever the hell you are. I thought it might be, in my opinion, a better man to run it. But there's so much emotions involved. And I just think that she's sort of more pleasing to the average person. And the average person, to be nasty, when it comes to sort of economics, they all know what they want. They all know what pay rise they want. But outside that, I don't think they know how it all comes about. In fact, I'm sure of it. Yeah, so it wouldn't be my first choice, but anyway, we'll see how she goes. Camera lights, that's the main thing. Having been in sales, I'm somewhat cynical. Excuse me, Farney. People tend to, not be as logical as we like, including myself. I'm an emotion.
No, it's true, but I think it takes some skills to maintaining your fortune.
Well, a lot of people forget that. It's tough to get to number one. It's even tougher to remain to number one. I think you're not the first to say that. I think I read that a while back, actually. It's just holding it. Is once you made it, it's holding on to it. Because I think some of it's psychologically relaxing when you're far ahead of the game. I was watching the Nadal match yesterday, and he was 6-love, 6-1 up. And this is a men's match and going into the, I think it's the fourth round, third round or fourth round, anyway. So the guy is playing, he's no idiot. And naturally, the third set, he didn't quite polish quite as easily because you're human, you're so far ahead, you start losing your concentration. I think that might be it. I mean, when you're on a serious budget, 100 rand, you consider, but when you're not, you just do the thing without thinking. So I think it comes back to a lot of that. I don't know, maybe just psychobabble. But as I say, yeah, when you're contending with psychology, basic human emotions, fear and greed, often rationality, I'm afraid we're all, including myself, we all have been guilty of that. There's no way we can get around to it. Yeah, it's easy in the classroom. We're not emotion involved to dictate the rights or wrongs, but when you actually emotion involves a different ballgame. Always say that ladies get together at the book club. They're always advising how the woman should treat the poor old guy who's being blasted behind his back. But with the boots on the other foot, they're not quite so quick to take their own advice. You know what I mean?
True.
True, isn't it? Yeah. This is how you should trade, and they're very cool and logic about it. Probably, I'm prepared to guess they're probably not trading themselves. If they trade themselves, which clearly I do, then you can see some emotional frustration creeping in. The human side. Anyway, good enough. Right, gold. I think it's trying to move down. Give it its due. Slightly in a profit. I think we got in about $1 above that. Some people got in and chased it a little bit and might be a little bit lower. I still say, guys, you've got to look at the EP. I don't, maybe I'm missing something explanation, so I'll try and get this across again. If it says sell on a signal and let's make it 1712 and it's 1713 or 1714, clearly, if you're selling, that's a better price. What a pleasure, you go for it. If it's 1710 or 1750, it's slightly a worse price, but such a big deal. But if it's 1707 or 1708, that might be a little bit far to chase. So two things you're going to think about. Leave the trade completely or hope it retraces back, and because it goes up and down, as you know, to get the better price. But I think some people, or you can actually say, well, I'm aware of the score, I'll chase. That's your choice. I can convince some people don't look at the entry price, they jump in regardless. And that's like saying, I've got something to sell to you guys, and it's 100 units. Surely you would question, is that a good price or not, before you just part with the money. Same sort of principle. So just, look at it and use a little bit of sort of, I don't know, a better way to say it, simple arithmetical common sense. If it's a better price, clearly you go for it. If it's not as good a price, if it's pretty close and you're happy with it, fair enough. I suppose like a house. If you want the house as £1 million and you can get it for 950, what a pleasure. If it's maybe 1,025,000, you like it, maybe okay. But it's 1.2 million, you might think, well, hang on a minute, I'm overpaying for this. I'll wait and see if I can get a better price instead of chasing it, that sort of thing. Oh, thank you very much, Philip. You always want to remind me. I'm always the one to forget. So sorry. Thank you very much. You're a star. Brilliant. Thank you. But the only guy out there, my friend, who wants to look at my ugly mug, you can see it. There it is. Yeah, I don't spoil your Monday by looking at me. I think I might put a face mask a little early on. That might help your day. Well, I don't know about the ladies. It certainly helped the guys' day anyway. But I'm looking at me, it didn't help the guys or the girls. I used to be an incredibly handsome chap many years ago. In fact, what's his name? George Clooney used to get all his beauty tips from me. Unfortunately, he's cut off his subscription now, which I'm rather hurt about, but I suppose something I have to face up to. Rambling on, let's move along. So let's see how the gold gets on. Jumping around, 109.86 to DXY. It seems to be coming off and then going back up again. So I still feel that hopefully this is going to come to the picture, slightly in profit, but I'd like to see it get a decent profit, move back to 1,700, 1,690. Then we'll always have some smiles on our faces. Okay, AUD has been hovering around a little bit this afternoon. I think mainly, I know it's something to do with America, these two, but American markets closed. Aussie's fast asleep at the moment. Are they? What's the time now? They're about yeah, I think they're probably fast asleep at the moment. So it's probably a bit quiet as well, but it's a bit in profit. Hi, someone just joined us there. I can't pronounce his name, frankly. I shouted out. Was lost him again. Just a second. Where was it? I thought I had him here. Taka, that's right. Taka's joined us. Good stuff. Welcome, Taka. It's quite simple, the rules of the trading room. You can unmute yourself and chit-chat if you like, and you want to interact. It's a forum. It's not a class like the normal class. It's a forum. We discuss ideas together, as you heard Simon and I talking, interact. If you're a bit shy on doing that, you can post any questions or anything to do with, obviously, trading on the chat line. And as I say, it's cool to interact. Okay. This was a trade idea. I think cool. A good man. Thanks, Tucker. And if you're confident enough to speak, it makes it easier. Some people are just a bit shy on that, and I understand that. I don't think I've got a shy bone in my body, but I don't think everyone in the world should be full of, as a rather rudely an ex-girlfriend said to me, full of bombastic, loudmouth poems, as she rather rudely conferred to me. But I can take it. So yeah. So anyway, we've got an 89.30. It's sort of chaseable here, 89.21. Look at the bid, the sell price, remember, not the buy. That's the spread between the two. I'm a bit iffy about chasing it now, but those who got in earlier on, looking at a bit of a profit, it's jumping up and down a bit. If it goes up again, you can sell it. If it doesn't, well, you got the signal anyway. So you should be okay. And we'll see how it goes. So there's a little bit in profit like gold, but not exactly shooting the lights out. Let's go back to the others we got out this morning. Dollar yen at 140.50 with a wide stop. A little bit nerve to chase it. I think it was Zeph had the gonads to actually kick my ass and say, let's go for it. And I thought, yeah, with a wide stop, I'll take it. Dollar is strong. Yen is weak. Remember as I said before, guys, Canada has its own oil. So does USA. Japan does not. So a high oil price is not so good. In fact, pretty bad for Japan. Okay. So that's a bit more to the economics in Japan than that. Just keeping it simple, stupid kiss, as they call it. So anyway, we got it at 140.50. It's a horrendous 10 pips in profit. Well, I mean, it's better than being a couple of pips down, hey? So mustn't get too cute. So at least they're all sort of, well, slightly in profit. So they come right. EURNZD is 1.63. Let's have a look at that one. 1.63 EURNZD. So a bit in profit again. It came down to about 20-30 pips in profit at one stage, bounced up a little bit. So it's slightly in profit, but it's nothing, again, to shoot the lights out. But at least it's on the right side of the debit. It's not on the wrong side. So not much blue, but rather a bit of blue than red. So they're all a little bit of blue there. So that's good enough. Okay. Yeah, Jeff, yeah. Good stuff. Okay, to new guys, just to mention, clearly I host it, but as I say, we try to make it democratic in here. Everyone can join in, and we have some complete beginners. When I say complete, I mean they know what a pip is, and they know what I know what a candle is. But I'm saying they're not that experienced for practicality. Once you've got the basics, you need the basics first, clearly, then come in here and learn the practicality. And you've got some more experienced guys, and you can learn from them as much as everybody else. And some of the guys have only been joining this particular new area, which is trading, a couple of months. And already you'll find they're getting some idea and begin to participate with some authority. What I'm mentioning that for is if you do attend here, you'll find you'd have to wait 4 years to get your degree job. You find you sort of getting the hang of it probably in a month or two. What a pleasure. But unfortunately, you need to attend regularly and you'll soon find out. But like anything else, you want to make money, you've got to put some knowledge, skills, and effort in, just like anything else, I suppose. This is no different. This is not the sort of the fancy pill that pop the pill and the money's yours. What's it like? Love Potion number 49 or whatever it was. Remember that film? Love Potion 79, I don't know. Where you pop the potion, the lady you think likes you. We wish, but not so necessarily works that way. Anyway, it seems to be popping up again, but hopefully it seems to hold around those areas. Look at the daily. Seems to be holding on the 50 a day moving average, so that will continue. Those who don't have that blue line there, it's a 50-day simple moving average, not simple smooth. What are the fancy ones? Exponential. I don't want to forget now. No, simple smooth 50-day. 200 simple not smooth, sorry, it's 50-day simple moving average, 200-day simple moving average, day on a day. If it's on the weekly, it's a 200 week. 4 hours, 200 times 4, hourly, it's 200 hours. Don't forget on the chart you got. So strongly suggest, in fact, I'm actually very pleased you put it on there. Very, very important. They're internationally used, so they become often self-fulfilling as areas of support and resistance, and to see whether it's in a buy, neutral, or sell zone. I think it's fairly obvious. Above the both is the buy, below the both is sell. Common sense again. In between, clearly it's neutral. Very good as a filter and support resistance. So because it's below the two, we're looking to sell it, and we want to sell at a decent price. That's why I say sell the rallies, and that's why we took it at 1.63. And it's slightly in profit. Hope it continues. So if you put that in 50 and 200, double the thickness. I use these colors. It's up to you if you do or don't. And then right click, go to templates and save it. So if you lose the charts, press the wrong button or whatever, I don't know, save it. And then if you lose the charts, all you do is you go back here, time frame, not time, sorry, templates, and go back to any of the ones you've saved there, and all comes again. So it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, Philip, I'm afraid it is. But I have to say, in all honesty, there's nothing we can do about it. Certain things you can't change in life. You might be able to change your sex if you feel like doing it, but unfortunately, you can't change your age. You put on all sorts of creams, but whether you look fantastic at 60 or you look ugly at 60, you look okay at 60. I'm sorry to say, mate, you're still 60. Or in my case, 21. Anyway, moving along. It's a men's, what you call it, privilege to be able to lie about their age, not a woman's. So I think I might have got that the wrong way around. Anyway, so they all seem to be doing okay-ish. At least they're all in the slight blue. Even if it's a slight blue, not screaming blue. So we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, as mentioned, the NASDAQ, because American markets are closed today, you've seen very little movement. Let's put on the 15-minute. What's this now? 345, 330. A little bit of movement, but I mean, that's nothing. You know what it's like when it normally opens up in American markets. That can jump 150, 200 pips around in 15, 20 minutes easily, sometimes less. So it's fairly quiet from that perspective. S&P and Dow more or less the same. Again, remember, do not touch the NASDAQ unless you've got about 4 or 5K in your account, and the Dow or more, obviously. And the Dow, I would say, probably close to 8 to 10 in your account, because the wide stops and not the volatility. It's because the contract size, for whatever reason, maybe they haven't worked out, the maths are exactly the same. Can I just take a moment, unless you put a trade idea up here? Just want to take a moment to explain to some people who are not quite up on this one. Look at the NASDAQ. That figure is 31,400. Look at the, that's the Dow, sorry, 31.4. The NASDAQ is 12. There's a slight difference between 31,000, 12,000, eh? And now look at the S&P 500, also another American index, 4,000, 4,000, 12,000, 31. Horrendous difference in numbers. Now let's go to gold. Gold, right? Gold is 1,700. So 1,700, 4,000, 12,000, 32,000, 31 or where it is. Horrendous difference in numbers. But if you look at, by going here, right-clicking, go to specifications, you see the contract size is 10. A lot of other platforms or brokers have the contract size as 100 on gold. For whatever reason, I'm on 10. So what's that mean? If it's 10 for that and 10 for the Dow, it's a completely different ballgame. So you wouldn't go at 0.01 on gold and 0.01 on the Dow, because there's what's 17 to 32? It's what? 10 is 170 to it's about 20 times the difference in size. So a 0.01, 0.01 on Dow is probably about the same as 0.2, 20 times the difference on the gold. So just remember that when you're doing your position sizing. That's correct, yeah. Sorry, Jay, just joined. Yeah, thanks for actually accepting. Okay. Again, you guys, please, I beg of you, have the position size calculator This is without doubt public enemy number one of people seem to be doing the trading the markets. They're getting their budget wrong. They're not getting the volumes right. They're not getting the position size right. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't be apologizing. I'm going to say that day in, day out till it rams it through. That is without doubt not lack of knowledge, lack of this, lack of that, lack of intelligence, lack of that. I don't know. It's just not getting this damn budget right. You cannot just go shopping without a budget unless you're a billionaire. Okay. You need to get the volumes right, and this does it for you. Okay. If you don't have one, get one. If you've got the mass capability, well, you might not need one. It's quite simple. You look at the contract size, and then you can do the mass ahead of it. Bit of practice, you don't really need that, but why not use it? It's there. It makes it easier for you. Okay. I mean, I don't want to see guys going in 0.01 on one, 0.04 on another one, 1.0 another one, all within the contract size of 10. It makes no sense. Especially you get Murphy's Law, where the one you went too small comes back and hits target, the one who went too big hits your stop loss, now you're upset. And that's purely because you didn't do your budgeting correct. Okay, very important. Also, for new guys, I'm going to put in here as well, you need to know what's happening with the American dollar. And we call the DXY. That is the American dollar index, made up of 6 different major currencies, plus the Canada and Swedish currency. I'm just pasting now. No, I'm not to put the weighting on like an idiot. Give me a moment. There we are. Okay, I'm pasting it now. Please copy, paste it, and then keep it minimized when you trade the markets. I've got 2 screens. If you've got one, doesn't matter, fine. Keep it minimized. Just have a quick look at the DXY because it works inversely proportional to gold in theory. Not exactly, you know what I mean? Markets do funny things, you know. But generally speaking, if the dollar's screaming up, expect the gold to come off and vice versa. I'll call something called the 10-year note yield. For instance, yields. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste that, put it on for you again. Obviously, the guys that have it don't bother, but I'm you guys, so I know 1 or 2 of you guys in here. Copy, paste it into your browser, save it, bookmark it, and keep it there. The higher the yields, the worse it is for gold, and worse for the indices, should I say better English, and the share market. Okay, so inversely proportional. So you need to keep an eye on that. And for whatever use, if you like it, I'll put another one on for you, which is the currency heat map. It's worked on indicators, it's limited, but it's there if you want it. Okay, put it there. As long as you know how to, read between the lines on it. I'm okay with it, but remember it's lagging, so you still got to look at your charts and understand as well the fundamentals behind it. Now, there's what's weak and strong out there. I'll try and help you with that, but that's going to be learned from the trade room. Not on a live chat. Please explain the fundamentals on the live chat. Yeah. Why did you divorce after 20 years? Tell me in Twitter in 160 odd characters. It doesn't quite work that way. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Right. I'm going to put on the, guys. I'm going to also paste you the economic calendar. Copy, paste it, save it, bookmark it, and have it there. And then filter it. You don't want the low volatility, you don't want the moderate, you want the high expected or whatever. No, the 3-star jobs. And you're not, with all due respect to the Spanish guys and Ghanaians out there and the Mexicans out there, don't worry about it. The major ones like US, China. I'm afraid to say we like the problems a lot, GBP, Euro, absolutely, obviously. Maybe Kiwi and Aussie as well thrown in if you like. But, filter the important ones and make sure only the 3-star. Otherwise, an avalanche of useless information and you won't see the wood for the trees. Okay, so there you are. Copy and paste. Can't do any more for you. That's your responsibility now. And then keep it. So I've got my other screen. I've got the heat map there for one. I've got the US dollar there. I've got the index that is. I've got the Dow Jones futures for whatever it's worth. I have it on the chart there. It's easy to quickly go to. And I have the 10-year yields, US Treasury 10-year yields, and I have the economic calendar. I've also got Business Day. Don't suggest you get that just for me. I subscribe to it for every bit of local knowledge. And if you want Money Web, that's the local. And just keep an eye on things that way. Okay, just keep your hand on. And I even have the portal up. Some guys asked about the portal. Well, there, the information, your account manager's there, your IBs are there, and all the stuff on there. Okay, and then of course the Quick Trade website should you need. It's handy. There, the information's there. You got the technology, guys. It's there. Might as well make use of it. Not a bitch like a typical old man here, but I've never had hundreds of this when I started. So consider yourself lucky. But if you don't pick up and read it or look at it, don't expect to get the benefits. Okay. Common sense, man, forget it. But I think a lot of it is because it's a bit boring. You want to get A to B and have fun. That's, I'm convinced, is why people end up using this like a gambling thing, because it's emotionally fun and forget the discipline. Remember the Sunday hacker at the golf is very different to the pro. Try and think like a pro. Okay, right. And don't be too hard on yourself if the market is daft. It's not your fault. But be hard on yourself if you go in ridiculous position size, you didn't bother to do the math. Then you can blame yourself. Okay. If you don't, I will. Right. Where were we? Okay, that's been explained. Position size, you all know now how to look at the margins. Just 1 second. How's it? Can you be quick? I'm in the trading room. But go for it. Brilliant. Brilliant. Fantastic. Go. Okay, mate. I'm on the TR live at the moment. So yeah, take from that. Hold on. Thanks, mate. Right. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. So you look at Microsoft. Right click. They're all the same on this one, by the way. What a pleasure of change. They're all margin 5%. So you all know how to get the leverage. You all know what it's the derivatives market. It's leverage. It's high risk speculation. Hopefully, high return. You get it right. And 0.05 means 5%. But 5% divide 5 into 100. That's 20 to 1 leverage. So the shares are 20 to 1 leverage, and they're all 5%. So you know, and it's all. That's the wrong thing there. Do the proper one for you. There we are. And it's all should say 1 there as well. Contract size is 1. So you can do a fractional share, but use again some common sense arithmetical intelligence. Why would you do 0.01 on a share? Because it's a different, because it's a 1 compared to 100,000, 100 or 500 or whatever. So unless it's an incredibly expensive share, which there aren't really any left because they're all on share splits now, you can do miles of a share. But you might want to do 2.5 instead of 2. Well, fine. You want to be 10.5 instead of 11 or 10. That's fine. But don't start going 0.5. It's not like Forex. The trouble is that guys who used to do shares wonder why they couldn't get Forex. What's wrong with their machine? Because they put something like 20 at the volume, not realizing 20 is a $2 million or a 34 million rand exposure on Forex. Well, it's a diddly often on shares, especially the cheaper share. So just bear that in mind. It's slightly different. Best way to check is the contract size. So if you want to go to Microsoft, let's say we had a bit of a jump. Remember I mentioned the other day, we expect a bit of a jump on Microsoft. It's a bit overcooked. We might get some upside came out of the NAS, but we'll have a look at it. Let's say we're going to buy Microsoft. Where are we going to put the stop? Let's say we put the stop down here, just give them that indication quickly. Below the lows, out the way down. There on the daily, 10.66. All that means it's $10.66 risk for 1 share. What's 1 share? It's 1.0 volume. So if you put 1.0, you're risking $10.66 US dollars. What happened there? So, there we are. That's better, yeah. $10.660. But if you did, let's go to a Forex one. Let's go to GBP USD, and you put I don't know 1. You're not risking 10. If you're putting 1, where's the correct stop on this? You're going to sell it up here somewhere. That's 120 pips. That would be 120 times 10. That would be $1,200. So if you put 1.0 on that, that's $1,200 risk compared to $10. Slight difference. You get the idea. And it's your responsibility to understand the basics of that. We can help you. We can give you classes. etc. But if you don't attend and you start just jumping in with both feet, might not come out with a smile unless you're incredibly lucky. Okay, hope all clear. Right, we've looked at those. I think the gold's still coming off a little bit, not quickly, but trying to. That's good news. The dollar is still hovering near the 110, which is good on the index. And yeah, I think that's about all I've got for you for the moment and trade idea. Oh, the US dollar yen, still hovering up a bit. Right, but all I've got for you at the moment, I'll just be amused to see that even NGAS is becoming right. For the new guys, it's a sort of in-joke with the trading room. NGAS has been a complete pain in the backside. But goodness, heavens gracious, we got in and that got, it's a bit slow, it's hell of a slow. We only got about 2 weeks ago on this thing, about 9.27 if I remember rightly. It's actually in profit, but talk about slow. Yeah, that's another question, guys. New guys saying, how long will I be in for? A few hours or a day, day trade or whatever. I know, guys, what the sales guy telling you, you'll be in the market as long as you want to be in it. Either hits your stop loss, or hits your TP, or you manually close the trade yourself. If you don't do either, then your SL and TP will be in there forever. So it depends what the market does. Sometimes slow, sometimes quick. Depends. I can't predict the speed of the market. Depends. You'll be in there the same day. What a pleasure. You might be in there a few days. Might be like NGAS, a couple of weeks, and it grinds along. Depends on the market. But with a bit of practice, you'll soon learn some are more, shall we say, volatile than others. The Nasdaq's probably the king of the power when it comes to volatility. I think a lot of it's because tech stocks in the COVID lockdown did very well, and so a lot of people have changed over from the down the S&P to the Nasdaq. So the sheer volumes of people coming on board, the sexy one. This is the film star flavor of the last couple of years, and resulted in so many millions of people trading it. It's created a lot of volatility, jumping around. So it's a slightly different system to the others. So make sure you've learned a little bit about the properties of the movement before you jump in the same attitude as if you go into Microsoft or you go into, I don't know, euro dollar or gold or that. It jumps. So you need wide stops and you've got to have the money to handle that. It's 10 cents per micro, 10 US cents per micro per pip. A pip, ignore the 0.6, what it is. The pip is 12,130. That 30 goes to 31.29, 1 pip. And if you go to micro, that's 10 American cents. Doesn't sound much. That's what, about 1.70, is that right? It doesn't sound much, my friends, but if you can jump 150, that's a lot. So big stocks, looking 200, that's about $20 for about 340 rand, which means you need to have at least 5 grand in your account. And please, just because you get a high leverage 500 to 1, I know the guys are trading with peanuts in their account and going with big positions because it's so highly leveraged. I'm wondering why the margin call is becoming a real pain in the backside to us. Continue these complaints. Why have you taken me out of that position? You didn't hit my stop loss. What do you see? Or getting all the time. I don't want to be rude, but the guy's showing that have the slightest cotton clue what they're talking about or doing. You will get knocked out in a margin call if you run out of free margin or collateral. The guys are lending you money. They're not going to lend you money with some sort of collateral. Please, you're not going to lend money to no collateral. Why should they? So you need collateral and you're going to make sure you've got enough free margin to maintain the position. If you don't, it will be closed for you. Okay. They're lending you the money, and for the return lending money, they're getting an interest rate, like one anyway, it's called the swap fee in this case. And they're not getting any big returns, they're just getting the sort of 6% or whatever it is, 6.5%, whatever it is per year interest rate. So they're not taking any risks. So you take away that collateral, they will close, like anything. I thought you got that concept. Okay, because this is quite advanced forms of economics involved with this. And guys, no, 1 and 1 is 2 are the basics of simple, what do you call it, compound interest rates. Again, something like this, they've got to get themselves jacked up on it because otherwise it's like they put a 10-year-old in a Ferrari, they're going to have a problem. You've got to get that up for your sake. Don't mind me, it's not my money, it's yours. Look after yourself. Make sure you've got that there. It's a brilliant market to be in, like the car's brilliant. You've got to have those basics. Sorry to lecture again, but it's continually, that's why I'm using this opportunity for any new guys to catch on this and bore the hell out of the guys that know the score already. Sorry about that. Okay, right. Yeah, let's just go back. This gold's still sort of trundling along. It's trying to. It's heck of a slow. Came off in the last few minutes. It's trying to come off. We might get some success out of that. I hope so. And I've sort of run out of ideas now. I'm not sure there's anything new you guys can come up with. Ashley and Zeffirino, you know what it's like when you start to win. You did well. Do you know what the worst thing about it is? It means that pressure is on you. As like Serena Williams says, you continue doing well, the cross is on your back. Do you remember she said that? And said she liked this last tournament. She had absolutely no pressure, nothing to lose, because she's retiring anyway. So sorry, guys. Ashley, Zeph, you did well. The cross is on your back, under pressure. I expect from you guys now. So I've run out of brilliant ideas. You've got to come up with them. Hey, come on, guys. Hey, that's what pressure's all about. I eat up pressure. I like it. I laugh in the face of danger and pressure. That sounds like a true trading marine. Okay, but joking apart, seriously, guys, any questions or any trade ideas or anything you're in you'd like us to have a look at? And I don't know, I'll pass it off to my two aforementioned Ash and Zeph to assist. Anything out there you'd like to discuss? And anything new you're not a bit confused about? Somebody asked the other day, trading, has it been a trading, what pips are? Sort of extraordinary question. I mean, surely you've been to, what you call it, trading, a Forex class. Pip, all the pip is, so I'll put one up. I'll put this one up about. Right, all it means, it goes to this figure, ignore the last decimal place. That's the point. Ignore it, don't worry about it. That changed from 1 to 6 there, that's changed 1 pip. There you are. So let's say, just make sure I've got to answer that question. Every person in the room now wants to name. If you're going to put the stop down, let's put this line in. Let me say you're going to put the stop down here, which you wouldn't. It's rubbish. Some 20-minute chart. You're going to put the stop down here and you're going to buy it, right? All you do is you click on the crosshair, you put it on here, okay, and then you left click and hold it down and drag it. It comes out of figure 1209. You ignore the points, not just points and pips. So obviously, ignore the 9 divided by 10. Move the decimal point for a better word. So it's 120. So therefore, if you put your stop loss there, the risk if you get stopped out is 120 pips. Well, clearly, 120 pips, it's 10 cents a pip, it's $12 your risk. It's as simple as that. All right, then you've got to multiply with around exchange rate. Bit of practice, multiply 17, you do in your head. If you can't, grab a calculator and bang it in there. Not any more complicated than that. Do one more for you again. Let's do something. I don't know what we'll do down here. Let's do the cap. We'll NZD cap. Do what the heck. All right. What do you want to do with this? It's below there. Where's the 200? Let's have a quick look for it. Up here somewhere. Yes, it is. The sell zone. We're going to sell it, right? We're going to put the stop. Put the stop up here, out the way. That's too tight. We don't want to stop at 50. It's too tight. I'm going to stop out the noise. Put it on the daily. That's quite a nice one now. I'm shouting, screaming. Quite good. NZD cap, we haven't got that one. Quite good. Okay, anyway, I'll put it up there. A little bit too. I'll put it here. Right. That's 88 pips. Can you see that? 883. Divide that by 10 is 88 pips. 10 cents a shot. $8.8. $8.80 is your risk. Bang, easy. All right, you have to multiply it by 17 to get into rands. That's not exactly a mathematical sort of formula that's too difficult. Put in $8.80 multiplied by 70, press equal, and hey, presto, you got your rands per micro, per 0.01. You get the idea. Okay, hope that's all clear. Right, so let's have a look at this over the possibility of trade. My only dislike of this one, just pulled out of the blue, that one, is, I don't know if you guys can guess what. Sod all's happening. No follow through. Okay, Osborne, not a problem. Keep in touch as always. I'm glad you're joining. You probably picked the idea up because I know you want to spend a lot of time with this. And as you're building up knowledge, it'll be a lot easier. This is not great brain stuff. I know you're what qualification you've made up. This is not that difficult, not compared to what you know anyway. Okay. Right. Okay, guys. So, yeah, the only reason I'm not keen on this, you look at those candles, soddles happening. What is the range? So look. Sorry, wrong again. Keep that one. Range is 50 pips over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2.5 weeks. Maybe it's 5 days trading a week, 2.5, 12. Yeah, that's 2.5 weeks of trading a 50 pip range. It's not enough meat on the bones. Otherwise, it looks an idea for a short. Hope you're with me on that idea. And if you don't, Ash will explain or Zeth will explain. Okay, hope that's all clear. Not too complicated, because it ain't. I'm convinced. Often find cleverer the person, the more difficult they find it, because the more complicated they look for. Because I can't believe it can be that straightforward. What is a straightforward market? Bloody way it carries on sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, the actual maths behind it is not complicated. And I mean, I'm not saying because I'm clever, I've been doing it for a few years. It really is not. See some of the base of mathematical formulas and more advanced analysis, putting together high net worth, what do you call it, a trading plan for them. Now, then we're talking. This is just basic stuff. Okay, right. So that's the reason why. But I hope you understand pips now. Anyone didn't there? Now they do. Not one. Look it up, Google it, go to a class or something. Pretty basic, not difficult. Basic, simple, bloody metric arithmetic. Okay, US dollar, Swiss franc, I'm looking at it. I thought, I can't remember, someone was in it today, and I don't want to interfere, but I'm not that keen on it. Dollar strong, Swiss is strong. Dollar is king at the moment, but Swiss is pretty strong. Could get a pullback. We're getting indecision yesterday. You can see the candle there. As it goes up, the sellers come, you go down, the buyers come in. Not much follow through. Rather, the strongest dollar, I'd rather buy it against a weaker one rather than a stronger one. So I'm not that keen on the dollar, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, because they're also quite strong. Rather concentrate on the AUD, NZD, Euro, and the pound and the Japanese yen, because they're weaker. Gives you more of a head start. Gets the odds more on your side. Hope that's all klar. Sorry, guys, we've done this before. Probably klar. I've stuck by your records though. But new guys, they are joining. I'm trying to encourage them to get the idea. Was it yourself there? I think your name's Precious. I didn't realise that, but I'll call you that since something dealing. So a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, okay. As long as you get the idea, please ask, not sure, and get it out of the way. It's not that complicated. So concentrate on what the hell that bloody thing is doing now. Why is it going up? Should be going down. You see what I mean? Okay, right, guys. Quite a few people have left now. There's not much happening. It's a bit quiet. Whether it's sick the sound of my voice or something. But anything you'd like to look at? And any particular trades of any sort? Bring the pile. We've got 4 out today. Last I looked, they were sort of in the blue. But anything else you'd like to look at? One we did miss, while I was just thinking of that, was the CAD JPY. I admit it, I'm quite open. I chickened out at 60, and looks like I haven't missed it. I've been 40 pips up. I looked at it, tried to get cute, tried to get the price, faffed and farted, didn't bloody well make a decision, sat the sodding fence, should I, shouldn't I? And then went up to about 107, 106, 65, 6. Well, now maybe I'm waiting to come back, and it didn't. Missed the trade. Should have been more decisive, and I'd been nicely up. But anyway, didn't. But there it is. I certainly wouldn't be chasing it now. And I hope you'll all see why. I don't think you have to be, unless you're completely blind, particularly clever to see that's at a high. In fact, it's completely utterly obvious. Which is obvious as that. Everybody can see it, whether they've got an IQ of Forrest Gump or Einstein. It's so utterly obvious to everybody. People start getting a bit nervous, so they'd be taking profit or waiting to pull back a bit or buying above. So some people jump in there because they're emotional traders or they're scalpers or high-speed guys. But unless guys can come up with an argument against that, I'm not sure I'll be chasing this level. You see, I'm going with Ashley and Zeph and Osmond left, okay, and some of the others. I'm trying to really push hard, stop this fear of overcomplicating it. Because, I mean, Ashley, you're only doing this a couple of months or so, eh? And suddenly you think, well, hang on, this is not exactly going to, splitting the atom job, You see what I mean, eh, Ashley? I'm no great brain shakes, and I can do it. Trust me, most of you guys can. In fact, the only degree you need here is common sense, which I think is a bit lacking in the world, including myself a lot of the time as well, to be honest, if I look back at some of the daft things I've done. Yeah, but as long as you use that time where you learn from mistakes. A lot of guys, Zeph, are so proud that ego's so big, they refuse to admit they made a mistake. So not much to work with because you can't learn unless you realize it's a mistake, you know what I'm saying? I'm just as bad, I'm a man, we've all got egos, In fact, it prevents, hey, Ashley, that's one of the difficult deals with the men, is that damn ego, eh? Am I right? 2 years. I knew the way you talked, and you had some clue what's going on. That's completely obvious. But 2 years, that's not bad. Yeah, well, interesting. Ashley just said I'm too delusional. I tell you, someone else is far too delusional as well, and that's Elon Musk. Literally about 2-3 years ago, he was in a month of going bankrupt because he's throwing cash, trying to keep the business alive, running out of creditors, with a month of the whole thing crashing down. He was so deluded about success. Now look at him. So if it's delusional, I don't know. Sometimes might be a very good thing. You know what I mean? Or like Trump says, you mustn't quit. That's what I said to my wife before she divorced me. Oh, she didn't listen. I'm just joking, guys. I'm not married, but I bring my fictional wife into a lot of, hopefully, a bit of amusing banter. I have to say, in all honesty, usually at my expense. I can laugh at myself. But you need to set a goal. I mean, it is no doubt about it. It does not be set in stone. I mean, you suddenly want some money, you're going overseas travel. You've got to get in the car and say, look at each other. Now what we're going to do. Got some idea. Let's say you're going to stay in South Africa and in Joburg. And you have an idea, we'll go to Durban, then East London, then PE, and then Cape Town. Okay, fine. Well, that's the goal. You might not go to Cape Town because you get to Durban, you find you like it, you'll stay there. So you can tweak the goal, but you're not going to get very far outside the garage. You don't even know whether you're going to do Durban or Bella Bella or to mate in Benoni. You know what I mean? So you've got to have some idea where you're going. And I'm convinced when it comes to trading, a lot of guys jump there, that's the slightest clue of any specific strategy or direction or whatever. It's more of a hope and pray job, and wonder why it doesn't always work that way. Well, as I say, time is money. You should see the way these big shots, the hours they put in. Any CEO, how do they earn all that money? Well, his major problem is how to spend it because he's working so many hours and the responsibility goes with it. I remember when I lived in Cape Town, I was a member of the yacht club there, and right in front of where the bar and restaurant area was, all these major yachts on these perfect, most expensive walk-ons. The most expensive, obviously, closer, incredibly expensive. Those walk-ons alone were more expensive than most people's yachts, to give you an idea of it. And these fabulous yachts, they always sitting there, never went out, because the guy was not there, he's in Joburg, trying to make money to spend to go down there and never get the time to do it. So that's the trouble. That's the trouble, The guys haven't got any work and haven't got any money. They've got all the time they want. And then they get the other guys who have got all the money in the world, but have no time to spend it. It's one of those anomalies of the craziness of life, eh? And I'm waffling on a bit because I'm running out of trade ideas, so I need your assistance. Now, I think I've explained all the basics. You've got all the important links, which I've sent you on the live chat. So any of you guys still a bit confused on a couple of things and want a repetition, please do that. It's important. It's very important. Very vital, in fact. It's no good trading in a month later and saying, oh, hang on a minute, I didn't know you could do that. I assume everyone knows how to cut their position. Clearly, if you've got 0.01, you can't. That's the minimum size. If you've got 0.02 or above, you don't have to close the entire trade. You can close part of it. Is anybody there not know how to do that? So now you've got 4 micros, 0.01's a micro, 0.1's a mini, 1.0 is a standard. So let's say you've got 4 micros and you're getting near resistance, you modify your stop loss, you also know how to do that. So you can't lose in the trade, but you get a bit nervous near resistance. But you think there might be some more on it. I did that today with the Euro CHF, interesting enough, Zeph, and I closed half, modified the stop loss, and eventually I stopped out, but I closed half of it. You can do that. Okay, that's very important, guys. There. Well, there you are. See, glad I mentioned that. That's basic stuff. You must know, but maybe no one mentioned it. And so there we go. It's quite simple. Right. You go down on, I haven't got a demo account line, so I can't show you, but I'll explain it. You go down on your laptop, I'm talking laptops, different on a phone, on the laptop, and you'll see at the bottom down there your open positions, and you'll see on here is your obviously watch list and your charts. Oh, there you got your trades. There you see your trade you're in. You might be in 2 or 3, I don't know. You pick the trade you're in. Let's say the one down here is the euro dollar. I'll use that example. And you have an SL there and you have a TP there, right? If you want to change the SL, clearly you go to the little box where the SL is, obviously highlight the one you do, double click, and up it comes the box, and then you modify, no problem. But this is what a partly close. So anywhere but the box where the SL is, anywhere but the box where the TP is, obviously anywhere else on that line, except those 2 little boxes, you get double click. Do that if you want the moment. You're not going to close it. It's an example. Go to find a place, pick any trade open you're in, and double click except on the SL and TP. Please, people still do that. Drives me insane. Not the sodding SL and TP area. Anything but that. BUT. Then double click, another box comes up, right? And if you'll see there, a yellow bar there, close. I hope you all know that. If you train, you don't know that. God help us all. But you'll see that, right? Instead of clicking the yellow box, look at the volume. And let's say you got, I don't know, let's say you got 10 micros or 0.1, 1 minute, 10 micros, and you want to close 5 micros. 5 micros, 0.05. So stick 0.05 in the volume. For example, guys, 0.05, and then you go to your yellow bar at the bottom, click on it, 5 micros of banks, and you'll see in your own positions, you've got 5 micros left, and you can let that run. In the meantime, modify your stop loss till you eventually get stopped out. I'll run it through again if you're not sure. Anybody not sure? Have you all got it? Because that is very important. AUDNZD. I don't trade that so often, Zeph, to be honest. Just waiting for the other guys to come back on me, so I'll chat to you. Because it's so similar. I've nothing wrong with it. I have traded before and done okay. If you're happy with it, great. But a little bit lately, I've been, because it's so similar economies. But that's why I don't often do it. But I'll certainly do it plenty if you like it. And again, get a great trade, but I like it, not the issue. It's whether you guys like it and you guys are going to make money out of it. But you've got that, Jacob. Taco, if you got that, it's not, be humble and say so, and I'll repeat again, because it's important. You're an important guy, Taco, so you need to know this. You got it. Fantastic. It's not difficult, guys, is it? Double click, not the SL and TP. So I get a bit frustrated because I had one person who kept ticking on that. What is about not there that's you're not getting, you know what I mean? And then, just putting the volume on the close, click the yellow bar, and away you go. But don't forget, modify stop losses. Don't buy down here somewhere, guys. Sorry to go on about this. Don't buy down here. Goes right up here. Leave your stop there. Comes on, stops you out. How's a winning trade? You turn to a loser. Goes up. Don't get your stop too close. Move it up. Modify it. So if it doesn't get to your TP up there, comes down, stops you out. You stopped out here. You still made that profit. Last thing you want to do, it gets maybe 5 to 10 pips away from TP and comes back down and hits your stop, which is, then you lose 100 pips when you're up 150 pips. That is not clever. Okay, we'll go to the NZD and have a look at it. You're looking at the monthly, is that right? The monthly is broken. Okay. Must have looked at recently, actually, because it takes half an hour for the bloody data come through. Look at the monthly 1.1450 level. You reckon? It's quite strong. I think it's quite strong, though, isn't it? What do you want to do? You think it's going to pull back, or do you think it's going to go up? Okay, Zeph's got to run. Okay, well, never mind, guys. Zeph is not the only one looking at it. You can all look at it. There's a couple of people left in there. Was anybody, Ashley, anybody there? Farney, anybody there? Taco, Jacob, anybody there? Want to buy, sell, and want to do anything with this? Cheers, Michael. Cheers, Michael, I should say. Okay, Jerry, no problem at all. At least you joined us. That's the great thing. I'm afraid I'm with you on that, finally, but not sure I want to do it putting it off. This thing is at our zone. Don't know for now. No, I'm not. I mean, they're pretty similar economies. They had a bit of a run up, and it's not exactly the US dollar against the Japanese yen. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty similar. I'm not sure I'd be keen to sell it. The week's not telling me a lot. Go to the weekly. The monthly is not telling me a lot. Go to the weekly. That's one thing I might change my mind on. It's the bond with a range. There's a bit of support there on the weekly to go back up. But today is nearly 17 hours old. And look at that. It's I'm just going to make it clear. I hope you will see what I'm on about now. It's gone up, nothing's happened. This is the weekly, to be fair. It's gone down, nothing much happened. So it's very indecisive. That means very little follow through. As I say, not much meat on the bones on the weekly. So in theory, what a good idea, and take it up there. That's only on the weekly. It's only 80 pips away. So this makes it even worse. It's on the weekly. Look at this. All right, it's what's this is the week. What we're in. What's today? Monday. That's right. It's only today. Okay. Right. Beginning of the week. It's gone up 13 pips and come back today. It's gone down 18 pips and come back. That's not much meat on the bones after 16, nearly 17 hours of trading. So I wouldn't be keen. Let's look at the daily. Seem to be retracting a bit. Sellers seem to be coming in. I'll give you a due. No decision there. It might come back here. And then it might bloody not. No, I'm not keen at all. What's we mean? Philip, what do you mean by we? You need to go to the loo. It's good to know that. I'm just teasing you, but no, but seriously, probably a bit of a, what do you call it, typo there. What are you trying to say? Oh, we as in weekly, well, maybe. But just teasing, but yeah, I know, but on the daily, there's no indecision there. Sorry, if I want to do it, you've got to talk me and Farney into it, because I ain't keen at all. Anyone want to do this one? Maybe Zeph can come back with something tomorrow morning. I don't know, but I'm not keen. I don't see it, put it that way. Do you see the vision there, Ashley? Or even Leah Teeley, do you see the vision there? Well, I should have said it. Sorry, Beck, I see it. I don't know for now. So you'll leave it alone as well. Yeah. You see the vision, you like it. You like it, Ashley? What do you want to do? Want to buy it or sell it? Yeah, well, not exactly the same, to be fair. Corey Press is easier. A couple of years ago, then New Zealand was king. A little bit later than the Aussie was. I don't know, it's chop and change, but yeah, that's just me anyway. But sorry, Ash, you said you like it. What do you want to do with it? Buy it or sell it? What do you want to do? It doesn't seem to be good enough for me, or preferably neither. But anyway, what do you want to do? You've got yes written down there. You want to sell it? Okay. Right, where are we going to put the stop loss? Just see if we can find the stop loss to make it worth your while. I used to prefer that above here. 60 pips, that's not so bad. We're going to chase it. If you chase down, you might get a risk to reward, so any problem. So that's your problem. That's a 1-to-1. So you've got to take it a little bit lower. You're going to have to take it down here somewhere to make it worth your while. Maybe take it there. Are you happy with that? I'll put it up for you if you want. And then the thingamajig we had just now, it's down there, wasn't it? 1.1040. Ignore the last one, remember that? 1.1040. There you go, 62 bucks in my account. For the record, I'm not keen, but doesn't seem to save the world. I get it wrong so many times. Euro CHF, I probably never let myself forget on. Ashley's keen. Anyone want to join Ashley on this one? Brilliant, Philip. No, they're not by the Tsar Aussie. Yeah, that's a good one. After it's finished, we're going to go the AUD ZAR and go long on, no, AUD, no, or short it because we're going long on the ZAR from the rugby perspective. You gave them a good hiding then, eh? Anyone want to join? I'll put it down. Ashley's keen. Anyone else want to join her? Mike John, that'd be brilliant. Then you can laugh at me. Nobody? Pressure's not keen. Come on, Ashley, do a sell job here. Unmute and get the guys going. Show your leadership potential there. Who's going to join Ashley? Don't leave her all on her own. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. She's single. She's beautiful, incredibly wealthy. Come and join her. Hope my husband's not listening. I'm only kidding, guys. Jacob's laughing. That's probably the husband. I'm a bit of a stirrer today, eh? Now, come on. Anybody want to join her? Sound like because Sam Garfunkel, the sound of silence, eh? You can do it alone. All right, I'm going to put it down and put Ash alone. If she can show us all that, well, allow her some decent crowing time. Philip's going to join her 0.01. That's a gentleman and a scholar. I mean, scholar. Ash and Phil. You see, that's old school gentlemanly. There you are. Just giving your age away, Philip, because I can see you've got old school manners. That's why he's in the poorhouse. I mean, what's it? 1151, 1.1210, 1.1040. Correct? Yeah. All right, let's see how you do. Okay, I've been to see that comes right and all the others failed. Give you the last of it. Oh no. So there it is if you want it. I've written it down. Okay, let's do a bit of a recap. How's it AUD, CAD? Let's do a quick recap. Where are they now? Where's the piece of paper? Ah, here we are. AUD, CAD, 89.30. What's that doing at the moment? Not much. It's quiet. The American markets. Don't expect fireworks today. It's American markets. Closed. At least it's a little bit of blue. FTSE for a long. Remember, Fani, indices worldwide, well, the ones I know about, maybe not the Mexican one, or the Rhodesian, sorry, the Zimbabwean one. But yeah, they tend to follow the American markets. So if you're expecting a bounce in America, expect a bounce in the FTSE.
It looks like it's busy spiking because of the new prime minister. Not sure.
I think that's exactly what it's doing. I am sure it's exactly what it's doing. We've got a decision. I think if Rishi Sunak got in, Sunak, get his name right. Rishi Sunak got in, that spike would have been far bigger. I can virtually guarantee that. Virtually being the operative word. Very, very high probability. She was not quite what the market would have had their first choice on. It's like when the Republic gets in, you usually get a jump on the markets. If the Democrat comes in, usually gets a fall down. Same sort of principle. Labour gets in, usually a fall in the markets. Conservative get in, usually up. That's the way the market works. So the market would have loved him, no doubt about it. But they've got a decision now. We've got a prime minister now, and no more bloody hustings or selling or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm not sure if that ship has sailed. It's right at resistance in the sell zone. You might get a bit more of a follow through. I'm not sure I'd be that keen. I think if you can get a bit higher, sell it. If this holds and comes off, sell it. See it more downside. That's just a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. And I don't know what time it came in. Probably see it on the hourly chart. Yeah, so I can almost tell what time came through. What's the time now? 5:432. Must be around about the 2-ish mark. You can always tell by the markets. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it was announced at 1:30. So I think you're correct there. Then what would your entry level be for a sell?
I'd be happy at market if we can get the confirmation. We need a confirmation first. I just go back here. I'll show you what I mean. A little bit's come in there. Look, it's held there. This is just open. Remember, this is a 5-minute-old candle. It says an hourly one. Remember that. Seem to be holding there. So I'm going to go and try and see 15 minutes there. 4 hours. Seem to be holding there. I think that knee-jerk reaction is going to cool off a bit. And also, I think it's going to be some short-term players, high-speed traders paying a bit of profit. If it gets to 73, I think that's going to hold and it might come off. You can't see much action on the American indices. The American market's closed. But the other players, not just the Americans, you don't see much follow through to the upside. So I personally, let's go to the daily again. Yeah, I personally think there could be some downside from here, but I wouldn't join here finally. I would wait to see if there's any follow through to the upside to get a better price to short it, or a confirmation breakdown to short it. But I wouldn't be buying it, no. It's the only thing, now I'm sorry I'm going to contradict myself, the only thing that might change it, Americans open tomorrow. I'll tell you what I mean by that. And it's fairly straightforward, nothing brilliant on this. Probably see it yourself and open it up. It's had a pretty big fall off the NAS in the last few days. You can see from over 13,000, over 1,000 pips or so. There might be a bit of a bounce here. That's what I'm thinking. If you get a bit of a bounce here, then short the NASDAQ down. You might get a bounce there and short it down. But I would be looking to short the rally rather than buying it. That's my personal opinion. I didn't say that. I'm not sure what you did say there, Ashley. Sorry, I missed that. Mine's that cricket story when the wife of one of the batsmen called up to speak to him. And the answer was, I'm sorry, he's in at the moment, but I'll get him to call you when he's out. You did? You said you wanted to short it. I've written it down. And Philip, because he's a gentleman that he is, decided to join you on a short. Hang on. You said no, you can't back out now. No, you said you're short. I've got it down here. There's a short in the ADNZD at 1151. Got no choice, mate. Can't back out now. Philip will burst into tears, and I've seen him do that, and it's not a pretty sight. Don't have to. I'm kidding, Ashley. I'm kidding. If you want to do it. That's just me playing the fool. I think I know you well enough. I think we've actually met, but I feel I know you in the banter we've had on here. I'm just teasing you. Of course you don't. I'm just teasing you. And I'm quite frank, a lot annoyed that you were right the other day. I was wrong. My male ego is taking a bit of a sort of a knock on that. So yeah, actually, yeah, go in and overexpose. Hope the thing goes up. There you are. But no, seriously, if you don't want to do it, of course you don't do it. It's up to you. Seriously quiet now. That's a good idea. Well, I said to everyone out there, she's single, gorgeous, early 30s. You're old enough to be, not the sort of thing, and a PhD in cybernetics and incredibly wealthy. What more? What more? If you went in right now with 100 standard lots, you wouldn't be able to. We wouldn't be able to take that position in our particular company. But if you went on something like Goldman Sachs, you did that, and then you got out, you would have made money because that amount pushing it down would probably be a bit self-fulfilling. Mind having said that, they're so big, they're probably doing bigger ones. If you see what I mean. Okay, all right, well. Put a line through it, might even come off a bit. If she's going to pull out, Philip, you want to earn your money back, you might, but it might be good. Hold on, actually. Yeah. Gonna get a whiskey. And with the E, I think it's Scottish, right? And without the E in whiskey, it's Irish. They spell it without the E, I think, it was the other way around. Probably never thought he would just drink the stuff, eh? Okay, whilst we're doing that, because it's a bit quiet at the moment, I'm just going to let this person. Oh, Jesus. He's also an experienced trader. He's just joining us now. He knows his stuff. Right, so but let's just go back and have a look at a couple. AD CAD, anything happening there? Nope, nothing. No, that's squat. What else we got? URNZD, anything happening there? URNZD, that's in profit, eh? We've got up to 63, it's in profit, 20 pips more than the others, not bad. What do we do with gold? 1712, that's pretty quiet last I looked. At least it's in profit, okay? Bit of profit there. And US dollar, yeah, we got at 50, what's it now? 50, okay, it was at 61, it's come back to 50, so breaking even. So very quiet at the moment. I hate to say it, my friends, it's going to be probably deathly boringly quiet because the US markets are closed. Aussies are sleeping, the Japanese are sleeping, and it's getting close to the close of the European day as well. So for the next few hours, I think it's going to be, I hate to say it, deathly dull. So I think you've got your stock protecting, modify it to where you're comfortable, and go and do what Philip's doing. Go and have a whiskey, or whatever your poison is. Things are a bit quiet. So I'm going to leave it and have another look tomorrow and see if we can find some good stuff tomorrow. Okay. Before we close up then, anything else on the knowledge front you just want to ask? Remember, I can't spend hours teaching, that's for the classes, but I can, like I said, about how to cut a position or what the US dollar index is or position size calculator or specification to get the margin, stuff like I can clarify if any of you guys are not sure about. Or you haven't got the 50 and the 200 on your charts, get them on now. If you like the 10, it's my personal choice, I like it. That's a 10-day moving average. That's your choice. I like it. I can put it on. But this one and this one here is a must. 200 simple, 50 simple, double the thickness. Use the colors you know and like. Remember the difference between the two. 200 is, I'm used to being brown, and 50 blue. If you like it, stick it with dark blue. But have it and don't forget to save it. Go on about that, but we don't want problems on that. Save the template. Put in your name or whatever you want to put in when you saved it. So if you do have a problem, I'll show what I mean, just to make sure. I'm going to put a new chart up, doesn't even matter. This happens. That can happen. You press the wrong button, happens quite a lot. Now you think, now what the hell's going on? Now, sod this, got to set the whole thing up again. No, you don't, because you came to the training room and you went to templates and you chose the one you like. I quite like this one. Great. I'm taking these off to get in the way, confuse people, so I'll take this off. It takes me 2 seconds and I'm back to square one. Get rid of this trade history as well. Okay, there you are. So don't forget those you need. Don't forget again to rub it in. Sorry, I know you like no, just in case. That is the 50-day moving average. That is the 50-week moving average. That's the 50-hour moving average. You get it now? That's the 50-minute moving average. You can't call that the 50-day today. It's 50 times the candle stick time. If that's the right English. Get it? Okay. Any questions? All happy? If so, we might as well let the thing slide along. We'll get some action tomorrow when the Europeans open and then the Americans later on. All happy? Happy, good stuff. I'll do that. Yeah, sure. Don't have to. I think teasing there. If you don't do it, don't do it at all. No. You know well enough. I've got this sort of brain damaged, banter kind of sense of humor. AAD, we got it in at 51, but it seemed to round about that. I'll do it in years. Damn it. Short. I've got it down to 51, but 2 pips, so actually it's 1 bit much difference. 1.12. 121. Oh, it's your stop loss, and we got down here is 1.1040. As your TP, there you are. $60 a micro. And Philip's already celebrating the whiskey because he's 2 pips up. Okay, I hope it's okay now. Don't blame me if it ain't. I didn't want to go in, but don't blame me for teasing on that. Okay, guys, you're all happy? Fantastic. Yeah, I've run out really. They are indeed, Jesus. Sorry, drowned a bit late. Glad to have you as always. Yeah, that's exactly it. When in doubt, blame somebody else. But actually, here's a big tip. Don't forget this. Make sure it's of the male gender if you can blame anybody. No, we're just closing up now, Jesus. It's the American markets are closed. We've got a few out that's doing okay-ish. It's sliding along. It's making Snell racing quite exciting. So we've covered a few of the basics. You know them anyway. Nothing particularly new on that, so we'll move on. Well, it's already happened, Leotilia, as mentioned. Just after 2 o'clock, it was announced that Liz Truss is now the Prime Minister. The market liked it because we've got a Prime Minister now. Before we hadn't, so it had a bit of a jump. But I'm saying if it'd been Rishi Sunak, which is highly unlikely, the polls can be wrong, but they can't be that wrong. As the one guy said in GB News today, it'd have to be gargantuously wrong to have a change around where he got in. I personally chosen him, not because he's good as a Chancellor Exchequer good with money, it's because he's a man, and that's far more important to me. I'm just kidding. No, I personally chosen him because he's being Chancellor. The financial area is important, so I would logically choosing him. And quite frankly, if he'd been chosen as a Prime Minister, there would have been a much bigger jump on the market. But being as it may, being as it is, probably okay. We had a bit of a jump, but not sharply sustained. Pound overall is quite weak. Anyway, Prime Minister now is Liz Truss. Okay. You know, in a word, no, we didn't. So look at it now. Now, I clearly want to buy it, not just in the buy zone. Japanese, we know about. What is Brent doing? I need to Brent today. What about what this morning? We did this afternoon, I mean. Yeah, still hovering above 95. So, yeah, I do see upside. It's right at resistance. Got no follow through yesterday, not much follow through today. Battling to go the next step up. And even it did, what were we going to aim at? 44 pips? No, it's going to aim up there. 85. So 85, it's got to break above it, hasn't done. It's got to break above that, hasn't done. It's got to break up to there. To get 85 pips, where are you going to put your stop? Below here, 96. Don't see it. No. No. Sorry, Leah Teeley. If you like it, great. Put the position size calculator up with pleasure. But for me, absolutely no. There's far more no's than are yeses to go for it. Absolutely. I would agree to you that. Leave it alone. No. Tucker, you're learning some stuff here. Just joined today, by the way. I'm glad to see. Hope you learned some stuff here. If you can find the time to join, you'll find we do all right. Hey, guys, not just me saying it. You can find the trade ideas have been overwhelmingly positive rather than negative. We've won far more than we've lost. I can tell you that. And you can back me up here, Leah Teeley, Giza, the ones who joined regular like Ashley. Okay, we've had far more ones with ticks than crosses through. Good. So the more you join, the better it is, you know. Practice makes perfect, is the obvious saying. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's 20 past, but if someone to rabbit on about something, might as well catch you tomorrow, eh? Right, yeah, I'm getting a bit sick of the sound of my own voice as well. Anything else to add, or should we move on? As long as you're happy, Tucker, any of the newer guys. I know Philip is, because he's got a whiskey with him, so he can't be too upset. Great. All right, guys, fantastic. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned. Our trades are okay-ish. We're not losing, not making much. They seem to be coming right. So maybe we'll get a decent move tomorrow. Okay. Fantastic. See you guys tomorrow. +9, perfecto. And then some more, yeah.